Ruse Radio. Because, I mean, your tape that just came out, it's very, like, you have a concept that's a whole arch, that's like a whole
Right.
story throughout.
Exactly.
So I was, like, what's your writing process like for something like
Writing
that?
process for something like that. Well, if you know you're gonna like this record 420, nah, not 420. I dropped on 420, but Brink of Insanity. I just pretty much had a concept of pretty much it was an MC. He starts off and then he just goes through a little situation and he ends up in a mental hospital. But then I have a song on there called Cold Red. I talk about from when I get into the hospital from when I'm there. Then I talk about patients' rights where a situation happened with a patient and a staff member and I broke it down. I broke down that whole situation with that patient's rights. Then when I saw that situation, that's when I did Code Red. Code Red is when I escaped from the hospital. So it's like I escape from the hospital, then I get back with amongst my peoples doing my music and stuff like that. So it was just like a kind of a minor breakdown, but then once I saw what the reality of me of being in the in a situation like that, I got out of it. That's why I did the Code Red. So Code Red is the breaking of me getting out that hospital, trying to get back into reality. But then I have a song called Recover. But then I mentioned Recover, on two of the other songs when I'm away from that state, that mental state, and I'm talking about that's the song Cannabis Days, and I got another one on there called Cinematic Tactics. But that's just more of me. That's just me talking about Cannabis Days, obviously about weed and all that and whatever. We know about that. But cinematic is just basically me just flipping bars and shit over a nice brother tone beat. So. But it's just getting back into more of the game of the mindset when I was in before. I got, I guess somewhat forcefully admitted, but but that's it. That's pretty much the opus of that record and the main mind thought of that record.
Were you like, how'd you pick the beats for the storytelling songs then? Like,
Well,
how'd you find
the beats, a lot of them was, No Apex did majority of the production on it. Weird Al Bankovich and Brother Tone did 3 beats. But pretty much was with the process with No Apex was pretty much, he just, how the whole situation with me and him got linked up was that he sent me a message on Facebook messaged me about doing some work, and then I was like, yeah, so he threw me a beat, and then I think that was the Going Crazy beat or one of those beats, and I said, well, yeah, I'm trying to work on a project. Let's just see how it goes. He was like, he heard the Going Crazy song, and he was like, okay, all right, well, how about another one? Then he did a song with that one. That one was dope. I think it was going out of my head or one of them songs, and that was sick. So then it was like, okay, so get some more beats, it was like just kind of just throwing beats, and that's kind of how he got on that project. And then I had him, I had 3 tracks with Brother Tone that I was like saying, fuck it, well shit, well. We did one at my crew member's house out in the View out there, Artie Slaw and shit at his home studio, and it was like, okay, that one's dope. So I said, well, shoot, let me just keep that. I picked the beat out for that one. Then Code Red was the one I was telling you about, the escape of the hospital. So I did that with Slaw out there at his home studio. And then Cinematic was done in Nashville, Tennessee. I did that with the homie Eliminate. He recorded and engineered that session. So all of the songs was just picked, then with the ones with Weird Al Bankovich, Going Crazy was picked, then Out of My Head was picked, then Recovery was picked too. So just kind of where I was writing it at the time on that record, and what track I felt would go best with that story or that concept. That's how I did that. Yeah.
Was it hard to write that way, or was it easier?
Nah, it ain't, that's normally how I do shit. When I do my, how my pen works like that. That's normally how the pen works.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like it's easier to write something when you have like it schemed out in a kind of way. Like
Right.
like it's just easier to like put it all together because you already kind of know.
Been too long, I don't think I could face it. In the corner with my mask